Welcome to the Growth Hacker Hangathon, 10 days to transform and grow your business fast with Christopher Duncan and Bishop Stewart. I'm your host, Ifat Cohen, and before we get started with this awesome bonus session, I just want to give you a quick review of the website and show you how you can get that same exact live growth hacking session on day 5. So to do that, I am going to share my screen for a second, guys, and to show you where you are. This is the website that we'll be going through the 10 days on, and this is where you're going to get everything that you need. You're going to have worksheets, and you have your bonuses and your game, and I just want to show you how to get around. So this is where you're watching us right now, and right here on the bottom where you see the Join the Hangout button, this will become active. You'll be able to join us in the Hangout and actually pick Chris's brain and Bishop's brain with your own business questions. So watch the Hangout to see when this button becomes active. Right here below, you have the comment section. So you can start commenting, asking us questions. Let us know where you're hanging out from. We want to know where people are joining us. Are you in Europe, Australia, the US? Leave a comment below and let us know where you are. And this session right here, this is how you can submit your business to get the exact same live growth hacking session that you're going to be seeing today. So once we're done, don't do it right now, but when we're done, click here and submit your business and start getting votes. The person with the most votes on their business submission, and let me just show you what it looks like. Right here below, just enter your business and then start voting right here. So right now, CJ has the most votes, but just enter your businesses and gather those votes, and you can get the same exact growth hacking live sessions that we're having right now. The other thing that you want to do is join the community, say hello, let us know who you are, and start making relationships with your fellow journeyman on the same journey just as you. And finally, if this is the first time that you are doing Hangouts and you want to be able to join us so we can see and hear you, right here in the welcome page, you have a free course that will be available until the end of these 10 days. So simply click on right here, this list, take the easy course. It's very, very short, like 30 minutes or so, but it will show you how to join live with us, communicate with us so that we can actually see and hear you. And so this is really super easy. Right here you have our gamification, and you can win badges and you can up levels. And the reason why you want to play this game is because we will be spoiling you rotten throughout these 10 days with tons of gifts and tons of bonuses, and we just want your participation. So all you have to do in order to play the game is right here. You'll see like us, tweet us, share us, comment. All that stuff will just help you level up and help you get points and badges, and join us on Monday and you'll see exactly what these badges and points are winning you. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you these two amazing growth hackers, Chris Duncan and Bishop Stewart. Hey guys.
Thank you very much.
So
It
is. And so we're doing something a little different today. We are going to have them introduce each other. If you are new to this Hangathon and you don't know who these guys are, come on. So if you don't know who they are, let Chris introduce Bishop, and then Bishop introduce Chris.
So this awesome business partner of mine, Bishop Stewart, is an amazing entrepreneur. He's an international speaker. He's founded a whole heap of companies. He's a multimillionaire, but more than that, he's a family man and has a huge heart to help entrepreneurs to actually get out there and make a difference. And so when I first talked to him about the idea of growth hacking, he jumped on it straight away because, like me, Bishop is the type of person that just wants to get out there and change entrepreneurs' business and their life. And so if you're watching, I highly recommend you listen to everything that he says, because Bishop is excited for what we're going to share for people over the next couple of weeks.
Love it. And Bishop, what do you have to say about Chris?
Well, pretty much the same. The thing about Chris, you guys, is that Chris is a serious entrepreneur. He owns over 8 companies, and he's an international speaker and coach as well. But really, the thing that really connects me and Chris is that he's a value-driven entrepreneur. And what I mean by that is the focus that we have isn't on the money, right? We focus on the value, and Chris leads with that. He focuses on how he can provide more value to the marketplace and more value to his clients, and really changed people's lives, and that's why I believe he is so successful. And besides that, he's someone who lives with tremendous passion and is out there absolutely crushing it. And I think he's a very much a motivation for a lot of people. A lot of people live vicariously through Chris, and they get to watch all of his adventures, including the last one with the helicopter, via his video. So just an awesome all-around guy.
I love it. And what I love most about both of you is that not only are you focused on results and generating results, but you're also so sure of your ability to generate results that you're like, hey, we're going to do this live on the spot with any business that you throw at us. And we're just going to show you guys how it's done, because nothing speaks louder than results, right, and actions. And so to do that today, we have with us, if you guys didn't know, today is Batman Day. And we have with us Batman. Hey, Clark.
Hey, how you guys doing, man? I'm excited to be here.
And it doesn't even sound like that's real, but it's actually the man that played Batman, and that is so cool, Clark. So it's so good to hear you. It might sound like we're just saying that it's Batman, but it actually is. When I checked out your bio, man, and me and Bishop looked at it, we just thought to ourselves, how does this guy not have an absolutely humongous business?
Yep.
You know, and that was the first things that we thought to ourselves. I mean, the amount of stuff you've been in, magazine covers, that, you know, we thought to ourselves, wow, what a great example for us just to show everybody out there that sometimes you can have all the exposure and all the credibility, but sometimes, you know, even with all of that, that business isn't right. So I'd love to hear a little bit, well, for everyone to kind of hear a little bit about you, man, and a bit about your story. That'd be awesome, just to set the context of what we're going to do.
Yeah, you know, when you said, why doesn't this guy have a multi-million-dollar business, it makes my spirit crumble, because I can't begin to tell you the amount of times that I've thought that myself and heard that from other people. But, you know, I'm not stressing over it. I'm comfortable in the fact that I'm going through my life at a pace in which I will be released these opportunities as they're meant to happen. And I really believe when I met Yifat and I was given this opportunity that the stars are aligning, and I feel very comfortable sitting here right now knowing that you guys are working from ground zero. And you're right. And what I heard you say that I love, that value-driven. I'm a value-driven guy, and I think that is part of my problem. So I'm not going to get into dissect my mind or anything. And I am also, like Yifat said, so sure of what I can do for people that, you know, this process is going to be a great exploration for me to really understand why it is that I have not achieved that success that everyone sees in me.
Right. Yeah, and, you know, oftentimes, oh, go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, it's not that you haven't achieved success, because you're a highly successful guy, so I want to make that clear. And, you know, I look at all the things you've done, I go, wow, and you've clearly done heaps of endorsements and movies and shows and everything. And the bit I loved about the video, the reason why that I was like, we should work with this guy, is that you said the one thing that really always inspires me, and that's I'm open to that. I'm good at this, but I'm just not good at this other stuff. And I love that about your video, because so many people don't have that coachability, and it's such a helpful thing for someone like me, because I look at you and go, well, I would love to have you coach me what you're great at, and let me do this, and that's perfect. So man, I'm so grateful for what we're going to go through today, right back at this. So it's really cool. But Bishop, what did you have to say, bro?
Yeah, because, you know, we believe that if someone is coachable, trainable, and teachable, we can make them unstoppable. And so I think the whole problem really isn't that you haven't been successful, and this is what a lot of people lack. It's just really having a system and having a formula and a strategy in place that you can implement that works every single time. So once you understand the system that we're going to put in place for you today, you're going to be able to not only build this business and brand, but you're going to be able to take exactly what we're talking about and build multiple brands and companies. And this is why Chris and I have been successful in multiple niches, not just one niche and not just offline. We're also successful online as well, because the same formula works in any type of business. You just have to tweak it a little bit for that niche. And so that's why I'm excited here. You know, they say you can lead a man to water, but you can't make him drink, or teach a man to fish, etc. But here, we're going to give you the formula to change your life moving forward. And so we're very excited about it. And we don't have Batman on our resume, so this is going to be great.
I'm actually a bit disappointed because I always say to everyone, you've never seen me and Batman in the same room, so how do you know I'm not him? But now, the secret's out. The secret's out. Chris and Batman in one conversation. It's clearly I'm not Batman, which is going to disappoint a lot of people, I think.
So if we can just go ahead and get started. One of the things, Chris and I have a solid formula, if you will, and strategy. And one of the things that we talk about is, this is kind of our growth hack business cheat sheet. And one of the first things is really getting very crystal clear on your target market. Exactly who you're going after. But before we do that, to understand your target market, we need to really hear from you. What are your goals? Because we were looking at this, and I was like, okay, he's very fit. Are you trying to just be a trainer, a celebrity trainer? Are you trying to build a fitness company? Are you trying to do info products? What is your real vision for your business?
Well, to get to the celebrity thing, I want nothing to do with celebrities at all, and I think that's part of my brand, is the fact that they are of no interest to me. The average, regular, everyday person who's struggling with life is the person, much like you guys, you're sitting here going, wow, there's a lot of potential here. And I see that in people when I work with them. So Hollywood has enough star chasers. That's not me. Business-wise, I think out of what you said, really what I want to be is a fitness company. I want to be able to do what I do here, sit in front of my computer in my home with my family, and share the information that I have in my mind, but more importantly than that, the passion that I have to really help people change their lives. Because that's really what it comes down to with me, is I really do have a passion. So to make it a finite, avatar, if you will, that's my problem. I think I can help the entire planet. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, okay, you got to narrow it down, Clark. And so I go back and forth. There's a huge market for me, I believe, with 50-plus men, because I represent that demographic on a very high level, and I think I can speak to that, the former college athlete and the guy who was once very fit but isn't any longer because life got in the way. So there's that part of who I am. But with the program that I have, Ready, Set, Slim, that's really targeted to your typical fitness demographic, which is typically women, right, from the ages of 30 to 55, somewhere in there. And then you have a small percentage of men as well. So that's who I'm going after with Ready, Set, Slim, is the person who's shopped around, who's probably bought several weight loss programs, and they were missing the element that mine has, I think, that really makes it successful, is me and the access to me and the accountability and all that sort of thing. So
here's what I see, and the first thing I always like to talk about, Clark, is to find someone's hidden market. And Bishop and I were talking about this offline about 20 minutes ago before we started with something about your hidden market. Here's where I believe the hidden market is. I believe every single person on this planet has their own unique story, their own unique market, and they're just not hitting it. And so when I saw your product and you shared, what it is that you're doing, the first thing that I really thought was, man, he's got a hidden market that he's missing. So I want, like Bishop and I have talked about it, and we just want to see how this lands with you about where your hidden market could be, because you could help everybody on this planet. And the biggest problem everyone says is they go, I'm going to go try and help everybody. But you could actually do it. But the thing we need to do, instead of going wide, we need to go vertical. We need to go deep, and then go deep on the next program with the next avatar. And we can build out, a successful company. Once we get the first one working, then we can keep moving. And so what I want to talk about today is we're going to show you how to get a quick launch, get quick money, get moving really fast, and what it is you need to do. We're going to talk about your hidden market. So Bishop and I, we kind of came to this little conclusion. And we just want to see how it sits. Bishop, should we just go straight with the male version one or the female? The male, right?
Yeah. You can talk about the female one, and then I'll throw out the male one and just see which one.
So there's two things that we really see, and the one thing that's unique about you that no one else can have is that the amount of superheroes that you've played. You played Batman. You've been on the cover of Iron Man, and that is such a unique thing and a unique position that I'm not seeing you capitalize on at all. And so Bishop and I were talking about it. We don't know whether we should go to the female or male. We both had ideas, and I think that we should go with the male one, but it has to do with finding your superhero or getting your superhero body, or actually becoming that warrior again, getting your body back And instead of just this slimming down thing, which kind of felt to me when I read it and listened to you, it felt like you were fitting a mold to be like everyone else. Whereas I see you as, you lifted up your top on the video. You've already shown me your biceps like 3 times today and your abs once. I'm sure you're going to do it again. I see this superhero warrior brand, and this is the first place we want to start. Is we want to get you clear on your hidden market, but I'm sure Bishop has a ton to add to that as well.
Yeah, because, at first when we were talking, Chris threw out, females, hitting that market, women that are middle-aged women, et cetera, and hitting that market. But, as we were talking, I was sitting there thinking, the problem that so many people have that come to us is your exact first problem. Everyone says they can help the entire world. My product can help everybody. And the more you narrow it down, the more money you're going to make and the more you're going to build a big brand. And so one of the things that I thought of is, because, of course, when you did the whole shirt thing, that resonated with us because that just shows, like, hey, let's get it done, let's make it happen, is targeting men, because you are in that bracket. Like you say, you speak directly to those men. But if you were to target executives and you were to target high-end executives and you could put together special retreats where they come to a certain area and you're basically teaching them how to be a warrior outside of the office so they can be a warrior inside the office, and you're bringing that warrior out of them, I'm telling you, you could charge, and I've done this high executive thing with clients before, where you can actually charge them $40,000, $50,000 where they're working with you over a certain period, and they also come to this retreat where you guys are in the gym, they're doing mixed martial arts, they're doing all of these things, but at the same time, you're really teaching them, because I know when I listen to you, you're very much into personal development. And you're teaching them all of these things at the same time and how to really be a better man, be a warrior inside and out of the office. You could build a massive brand, number one. Number two, these are the people that can afford high-end tickets for you. These are the type of people that will pay $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 to come to a specialized retreat, something that's considered VIP, if you will, because these individuals like the VIP treatment. And this is something that the average person isn't going to go to. Also, it creates a community where these executives can now network with other executives, which is very important to business people, is the networking aspect. I think you could build a massive 7-figure business with this strategy very quickly because they'll identify with you, and just that whole mindset of warrior, I think would take off very big compared to Ready, Set, Slim, which is great, but there's so many of those. You know what I mean?
You guys, man, you couldn't be more right on, and let me tell you why. If I start crying at some point, it's so. 2 days ago, I was on just looking through pictures, right? And there was a picture of me as a little kid with a cape on, and I'm jumping off of the steps. And I was reminiscing. I'm like, when I was a little kid, I wanted to be a superhero. And I was looking at all these pictures, and there was Space Ghost, and there was Spider-Man, and there was Batman, and there was the movie, you know. And I'm looking at all these pictures, and I almost made a post that said something to the effect of, as a little kid, I always knew that someday I would be a superhero. But it sounded kind of, even though I'm cocky, I'm like, I'm going to back off of that one a little bit, and I didn't do it.
Right.
So with what you're saying, you're resonating with me on a really high level because it's something that's very deep inside of me. Then this retreat idea has been something that I've toyed with, and luckily enough, I have people in Campos in Puertecitos, Mexico, that have already said, dude, we got land down here just sitting doing nothing. Get people down here. But the problem in Mexico is people would be afraid to go there, right? But anyway, so the opportunity is there to do something like that, and if I could, that would be, I love it, because you're right. I'm sorry, my daughter just came home. My dog's going to be barking for a minute. That would be ideal, because $47 is not really what I want to do. I don't want to bug the crap out of people with, emails of all these different things. It just doesn't really sit well inside of me, and I'm kind of lowering my standards to do that, and not that I'm better than anyone or they're any worse, and you get what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't want to be in that game because I see what it's like, and it's not real, man. You know what I mean? It's like buy this, buy that. I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this excites the heck out of me. So anyway, I'll shut up.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, I have one of my companies is 10 executives, and we deal with high-end executives from all over the place with one of my companies, and I can tell you a lot of executives are stressed, they feel lost. A lot of them have they're big in the office, but outside of that they're very timid, and they have all these different issues going on, whether it's in their marriage, how to get that marriage back because they spent so much time in the company and all of this. So this retreat, and you position it in a way where you're saying, get your warrior back. Be a warrior outside of the office so you can be a warrior in the office and in your marriage and in your life would be a absolute overnight success. I mean, there's so many people that I talk to in the executive world that are needing this. I mean, I talk to them and they're like, I feel like I'm missing something in life. I have a company, I'm in the office, this is great, but my marriage isn't like it is. I don't have that oomph like I used to. I don't have that drive anymore. And so I think just hearing your passion and the way you speak and everything, I think that they would resonate with you tremendously. And again, me and Chris are all about, even though it's something that you're passionate about, this is business, and you want to make profit, and you want to build a big company. And so that's why we said this would be perfect, because we're not about the $47 thing either. Right. And these people, and I've already, like I said, done this kind of model with people, and they will pay the $40,000, $50,000, $30,000 for stuff like this. Absolutely.
So Clark, our first milestone that we want to hit, and this is in the cheat sheet for the listeners out there that you'll get on the very first day. So the very first milestone that we have to get crystal clear on, that Bishop and I go through, is we need to get totally clear on basically your target avatar, who the person is, okay? Because if we don't know who we're going after, we don't know what their problem is, then there's no way we can go out there and find them. And we can do this huge broad range. Like if we work together for a year, we could just do lots of different stuff. But I just want to ask you whether you believe that we think it's a really good market, but you've got to have the belief in it as well. So it's executive men who used to be in a place that they were fit and healthy. They 100% resonate with the superhero, being their own hero, being a warrior. They get that. They grew up young as a young boy. That's what they looked at as well. And you basically come into them and solve the problem of their libido, their passion in life, the way they look, and their energy overall. So the question is for us to move forward on the growth hack session to the next stage. Is that the target market that you want to go for, that you want us to continue with?
So let me stop here for a commercial break real quickly. So for anyone who's watching this or will be watching this, you need to understand something, okay? My partner, Tony, asked me first, he said, what if they don't know anything about you? Then I said, I will be very unimpressed. So for anyone who's watching and listening, please understand that you're looking at a guy who's been doing this and struggling and not really sure why I'm not where I want to be yet. So when these two gentlemen said what they said, it resonated me on such a deep level. You guys need to understand that I come from a background of ministry. I spoke in hundreds of prisons to men. I've been in the darkest, deepest, nastiest places in the world. I've been to Deloitte & Touche and spoken to the highest paid of men and everyone in between. So this target market of men who are high-level thinkers and who are high-level performers who, like you said, sit at home and have the same thoughts that every other person in the world has and is looking for somebody to bring the warrior back, you guys couldn't have hit the nail on the head more directly and made one solid impact to the ground. So these are the things that I sit around and dream about and want to do, but the problem has always been, it's been me. And I get sidetracked with everything else that I do, therefore that never happens. So finishing my commercial right now, people watching and people listening understand that this is not set up, this is real life in action live right now. So I'm just giving my first testimonial to the services of what my partner asked. What if these guys don't know anything about you? They've done their homework. They know. They've somehow tapped into my spirit, man, and really found the thing that excites me more than $47 or anything else, because that's really who I am. So there you go.
Do you know what I love just today? I love these words, Bishop. Did you hear it? Bring the warrior back. That's it. I just got it. That's the title. That's the title of the program. Bring the warrior back. Because the guy that you're going to resonate with the most, and I'm just going to see if Bishop's actually hearing this, he already thinks he was a warrior, and we just got to bring that back. It's like it's that guy that says, you know, I've got a six-pack under all of this keg or under this ice, you know, like it's there. It used to be there, and it's gone, and we need to bring it back. Bishop, I think this is it. Should we move on?
Yeah, I mean, that was the title we came up with earlier today, was the whole Bring the Warrior Back. And so we're glad that you're with that. So now we need to take it to our next aspect of growth hacking this and bringing this to life.
Just a second.
Okay.
As you're watching these guys, notice what Clark said. This is real-time, live, unscripted, right? And how Chris and Bishop just tuned in and figured out exactly, you know, what Clark needs to grow this massively. You guys can get the same experience as well. All you have to do is right there to the left of the video, and I believe it's there or there, one of them. All you have to do is click there, enter your business, and rack up those votes so you can go through the same exact experience on day 5 that Clark is going through right now. So this is not exclusive. You can be in the same exact chair. So now that you know what to do, continue with step 2.
Okay, perfect. And so step 2 is really the product path. And so, Chris, I'll go ahead and let you start with that, and then I'll jump in with you.
Cool. So there's 5 pieces to your product path that you got to have. Okay. Now that we've got your brand and your target avatar, there's 5 things. So I'm going to rattle off the 5 things. We're going to get clear on 4 of them today, so that you're ready to go. The first one is you've got to have your list builder. Now this is all in the cheat sheet for those of you watching. You're going to get this. We're going to cover this massively with you, I think, on day 3. You've got to have something that builds a list. This is a product between $9 and $49, Clark. And what it does is it means that if you need to go, because here's something, the person who could spend the most money on advertising is always going to build the biggest list. And so if you have a $49 product that you can give to people that is worth a ton of value, and what you can do is you can build a list really fast. So that's the first product you've got to have. The second is your core offer. Your core offer is the second product, and that's going to be something in the hundreds or low thousands. The third product you've got to have is your high-ticket offer, Clark. And that's what Bishop's already talking about, is this high-ticket, you know, tens of thousands of dollars that is exclusive, that only a few people can have. The fourth thing that me and Bishop always make sure we have is a continuity. This is something they can pay every single month. So for example, we might create a Bring the Warrior Back Club, and it might be $197 a month, right? And you might just do a couple videos a week and give them a training, and they just pay $197 a month on continuity. Do you get that? Then there might be the $49, you know, 7 steps to, or 21-day Bring the Warrior Back challenge, $50, just get it, my friend, go and get it. And then there might be your core offer, which might be a $5,000 retreat. And then there might be the high ticket, which might be $50,000, 12 months, where we're going to totally bring the warrior back. And these are the 4 things we need to really grow hack your business, so that when someone gets something on the small, they move up, or they stick on the continuity and keep going. So it's all there. Does that make sense, dude? This is the 4th. The 5th one, just so you know, the 5th one is your joint venture or your JV product.
And these are so important, because, like, you know, when we first started talking to you, you know, there wasn't a list and there's not all these different components, and this is why a lot of people's businesses fails, because they don't understand the 5 product paths, you know, and the continuity one is huge, you know, because that's going to give you and fuel the business as you grow. It's going to give you the capital to do different things and advertise and bring that list and drive traffic. So the continuity aspect is very, very important. We have your high ticket, we got your list builder, and the JV is so important. So any business that doesn't have a continuity aspect to it, you are going down the wrong path. And because now money's coming out of your pocket constantly. You've ever talked to people where they say, you know what, my business is costing me more to run than it is to just close it down, and that's why they're in that situation, is because they don't have these 5 components in place. Because these 5 components are designed to fuel your business. And so these are the aspects that we need to discuss with you and put into place. So these are the 5 things that you need to have when you launch your product. And on top of Bring the Warrior Back would be more of your slogan, and I think your product name or your business name could be more the Executive Warrior or something like that, because now you're talking directly to your target market. I mean, you could build a massive brand, the Executive Warrior. I mean, I see it already in my mind. This is this is huge. And so I think that would be that, and then the slogan would be "Bring the warrior back." And so
we're getting response from our viewers who are watching it and going like, "Oh my God, yes, this will so resonate with men. Love Bring the Warrior Back," and especially men hitting middle age and got lost somewhere in the middle. So our audience is loving it.
Well, here's the other thing about that is, you know, the goal with business and marketing is to speak directly to your target market, right? You want to be in their mind and be with the conversations going on in their head. Number one, they know that they want all of these things, but high-level executives that want to have this happen, they don't want to go do Turbo Jam, you know, and nothing's wrong with that, but, you know, you have the women there and you have different people. They want to be around like-minded people. And so for you to have something that's specialized for them, I think is going to be something that speaks directly to them, and I think you're going to get a flood of people coming there because there's nothing like it, you know, and so I think this would be powerful.
So, Clark, I hope it's all, I know it's fast, we move super fast. We want to create, and I hope you got it, we want to create a list building product, and so my idea, the idea is something like the 7 steps to bring the warrior back, or the 21-day warrior back challenge, executive warrior back challenge, something that you can record that is super high value, that you can give to someone for between, you know, $10 to $97, that you just know that people will be able to buy. And what this is going to do, so this is the first one we want to get, just so that you can literally just go spend as much as you want on ad spend. And it's not going to ever make you any money. It's only there so they build a relationship with you, they fall in love with you. I've got a 7-day to success product that just builds my list for me. The next one that we want to think about is we want to get some sort of continuity. Now, this is, I feel, and Bishop and I talked on this briefly, is it should be some sort of club, okay? So they're in the Warrior Back program or the Warrior Back club. They don't get any one-on-one time with you, but we're not 100% certain on the price point. Maybe somewhere around $400 a month. They get, you know, a session, a group session with you. You give them the exercises, the meal plans, the mindset, and maybe once a year there's a little retreat for their $400 a month, right? So it comes out at like, what's that, $5,000 for the year. And then we want to start thinking about the real high-ticket stuff, where, you know, you work with them, they come to a couple retreats throughout the year, they get maybe a little bit of one-on-one with you, maybe not, but it's super, super high value, and that's at least $20,000 for the year, at least, man. I mean, $20,000 is super cheap, especially for executives. We probably want to go even higher. And then we just want to have that core offer is the last thing that we want to have, and the core offer is basically that middle thing, which I feel, and Bishop, you can add in here as well. I think that core offer is like a $10,000, and it's kind of, I think you could create something. You know, like Spartan. Do you guys have that over there, Spartan, and those races where they go in? You know, I think there should be some sort of like you work towards doing the warrior certification. When you said you want to create a fitness brand, I mean, you're Batman, dude, and that's really cool. So I think there's a $10,000 program in there. So there's a lot there. So I just wanted to kind of throw it your way for a second and see if this is actually resonating. Because one thing that's really important, especially for listeners to know, is when we growth hack a business, we can grow it really fast, but sometimes I can go make 20, 30, 40, 50,000 for someone. But if I don't actually check it, that this is the direction that they want to go, suddenly they've got this huge business and these commitments and all this money and these people, and they go, geez, Chris, this isn't actually where I want to go. So I just want to check in with you that we're moving the right way for you, man.
Oh, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
Okay. We're right on track still. Absolutely. I'm just here excited, and you know, my mind is already racing ahead, but I'm trying to pull it back and be present in the moment.
Okay.
But no, so yes, we're on track.
Yeah, and you can even you know, have some cool things where you have different levels, and then they go all the way up to warriorship, and then, you know, it's like, are you warrior certified? You know what I mean? And they get certified by you. Would be really cool because people love that. Also, with all of this, keep in mind that all this is providing value to your target market with your continuity programs and all of this. So these individuals are not here. I want you to remember this, because I don't want you to think just fitness. This is really about being healthy in every aspect of your life, mentally, spiritually, physically, going into the deep things that's going on with your relationships and your marriage and all of that. I think if you approach it that way, and you even can bring in other JV people that are personal development big gurus and different people like that, I think that is what's going to really make people excited about this, is that it's going to be a well-rounded program to help people in every aspect of their life. Because I believe how you do anything is how you do everything. And so if your life is a shamble outside of work, it's going to be a shambles in work.
Yeah, I agree, because I can't do fitness without adding all the other elements. That's why I'm into personal development. That's why I'm into spirituality and all of these things. This is a book that I wrote called Where Your Mind Goes, You Go. And I'm now doing the second version. It's 1 through 30 days that you read, one day at a time. And now we're doing the second version. I self-published this. This one's being published. We're going to do its Spanish version. So anyway, this is definitely a part of my process and what I do with people. And, in a retreat setting, that would be the majority of what was done, right? And a lot of physical things as well. So, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So now we go to the third component, which is, so we have your target market defined and your brand. We have the 5 different products that you need to create, and then we have traffic is the third component. And so with the traffic, we have paid traffic, we have partners, which are your JVs, and then we have controlled traffic, and then we have organic traffic as well. And Chris, if you want to start one of those, I just have to tell this person I can't answer right now. They're calling me nonstop. So if you can just start real quick.
I got it. So I just wanted to add, Clark, that even though we've gone and talked about those 5 products, we're only going to launch one. Okay, this is a growth hack session, and a growth hack session needs to end with you making a ton of money in your bank. Now, I have never done a growth hack session that hasn't resulted in at least $10,000 of someone earning. In fact, what we're going to teach you in about, I think, 2 more moves, or 3 on step 7, is the exact launch that I just did last week. And I did it using no crazy skills, and to this point we've done $96,000 in sales, and we're going to show you exactly how to do that, and so that you can get it done as well, which is pretty exciting. And listeners out there, we go through that launch in detail with you, I think, on day 6, which is exciting. I hope you guys are excited about all the things coming up. So, Clark, obviously we need to go somewhere with your traffic, and so now that we've got these 5 products, we're going to ask a few questions about where your person is. And so, as Bishop said, we've got partners, we've got paid traffic. We're not going to go down paid, because Growth Hacker never goes paid first. You test for free first, and then you pay. Okay, so we're either going to go partners, we're either going to go with organic or lists. Now, you don't have a list. So that takes that off as well. So you don't have a list, and we don't want to go paid. So it leaves 2 options. So we can either go organic, or we can go through partners. And so organic, what that means is you're going to go post out through your own social media, your social networks. By the way, I just use straight organic for my 96,000 I just did. But I prefer, if I had space, I would have used partners. And so I wanted to ask my Bishops, we're going to add something here as well, is when you look for partners, you want to find somebody who is in the same industry but not competitive with you. Okay, so your product right now is Bring the Warrior Back, and I'm sure you've got a ton of people that have email lists right now that have your target person but are just not in competition with you. So I'm going to suggest partners just because it's easy, and do an organic post. But I'm going to see what Bishop has to say as well with it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, with all the clients that we work with, when we first launch them, we do it through partners because it's the quickest way to get sales. We've taken people live at events and have them make 20, 30, 40 grand live on stage who've never made money before and over a weekend. And so that's what I would do with you, because you have such a great following. I mean, you got some of your YouTube videos where you have 3,000, 4,000, 6,000 views. And so people already know you in the industry from, you know, Iron Man and different things that you've done in the industry. So just thinking on top of your head, is there anyone that you know who has your target market as part of their following that we could target for a possible JV?
Unmute.
The guys that I'm partnered with on Ready Set Slim have huge lists, and they are vested into me personally, not for any other reason than we're friends. And my hope would be that they would go after that because, again, it is not in direct competition because they're in the $47 affiliate marketing game and doing extremely well at it. But I believe I could definitely go to them, and if I had a product that wasn't conflicting with any of their affiliates out there. So if it was an ab thing or something like that. So obviously I don't know of anyone, like you said, Bishop, that is doing this Bring the Warrior Back type of thing. So yeah, I could definitely go to them.
And just as a question to that as well, is if we gave you like a few days, like how quickly could you reach out to people and basically say this sentence, say, hey, I'm launching this new product and this is what it's called. I would like your help reaching out there, and I've got a huge affiliate commission for you. It's non-competitive with you, and then in the future I'll mail back for you. Like how many people are we talking that over the last 20, 30 years that with that conversation would possibly mail out for you or do a post on social media? Are we talking hundreds of people, thousands of people? Like, how many are there, do you think?
There would be a small group with a lot of people. So there's one guy in particular who's in the fitness industry that I helped launch, who's having extreme success right now, who's got massive followers on Twitter, and they're legitimate followers. So if I talked to him and offered him a massive payout on an affiliate deal, I see no reason why he wouldn't. And then the two guys that I mentioned, their list alone could be substantial enough to create that instant money that you're talking about, provided there's no other underlying issues. So if all the stars align just with those three guys, 4 or 5, there's probably 6 in this group that I'm thinking of right off the top of my head that have really good responsive lists.
Nice. And I want to, one thing I want to share with all the listeners out there is that most of us have untapped networks, and a partner, and we're going to talk about partners in detail on day number 2. We talk about leads. We're going to talk about partners in detail. And here's all a partner needs to know from you, Clark, is 1, they ask, do I like this person? Do I trust them? Number 2, will this person make me look good? Or is it going to make me look, silly? The third thing they ask is, will this partner actually help me make money? That's the third thing. And that's basically it. The last thing, and that's what we're going to do, is, will this be easy? Will this be easy, or is it going to be hard work for me to do it? So normally we get all the emails, everything ready. So that's the traffic done, and that's step 3, is to make sure we know where the traffic's coming from. So we've talked about your products, and we've got a nice park, we've got some cool branding, and the traffic source of partners is always the easiest thing. But I just want to check in, is this all still sounding like it's moving in the right direction for you?
100%.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and one of the other aspects too is because of your type of brand, I don't want you to just think narrow, like they have to be in your niche for the partners, because remember, you're going after executives. So any people that that have an organization, they have tons of executives, I would definitely go there as well, because one, and we've done this in some of our companies, one is it brings excitement to their staff and people that are part of their company. It's something cool and unique. Say, hey, you guys, we're bringing in this expert. We have amazing things that he's about to launch. I think you guys will get a lot out of it, because you're going to actually help their business, because you're going to help them become better people outside of the office and inside of the office, so they get a double reward for that. So don't just go after your fitness people. I would also put down a few people that that are just really strong in the corporate world as well, that have executives in their database. Oh, we can't hear you.
So Bishop, I'm coming after you then.
Oh, there you go. Let's do it.
My first affiliate.
There you go. Sounds good to me, buddy. You know what's funny is that I'm actually doing a summit, a virtual summit coming up here next month, and we call it the Entrepreneurial Executive. So it's all just geared towards executives. So maybe even bringing you on to speak for that event might be a good leadway into you launching your product later. So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So let's pause here for a second, and this is very unique and very focused on Clark. What we want to show you guys is that in the next 10 days, you are going to get exactly like we're going to dive deep into each of the steps that Bishop and Chris just took Clark through. So you can do that and model that for your own business. We're going to talk about your ideal client, then we're going to talk about your offer, then we're going to talk about some growth hacking and traffic. What happens if you don't have a list and don't know anyone? How you can do that? And you don't have any money for advertising. I'm throwing it at you guys. What's going to happen there, right? And how are you going to solve this? And the beautiful part of all of this is that you will be able to come into the Hangout right here and speak face-to-face with Bishop and Chris and say, hey, dude, this is my business, this is what's going on, and these are the struggles that I'm having. And I'm just going to mute people because I'm echoing. So if you haven't yet taken the Hangout Like a Pro course to show you how to join in the Hangout and know your way around so you are heard and seen perfectly just as these guys are, do that and show up live every session because you want to be able to come in and get the exact same treatment that Clark is getting right now. So we have another 10 minutes, and I know we're kind of like almost at the end of it. So should we leave them hanging, or should we give the Clark? Look at the Clark's face. What?
No, you know what? Let's just Chris and I could just hammer through it because we want to get to the last 6 and 7 because that's where a lot of the meat is. So Chris, let's just go through the other ones very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm ready to apply it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just unaware of the rate of consumption from Clark, and I'm just making sure he's getting it all. I mean, but I'm piling on 10 years of building business, like, whoa! And I want all the listeners to know right now that there are so many things that Bishop and I aren't covering because we're only going in what's important for Clark, okay? And so over the next 10 days, we're going to cover all the other ways you can build traffic and all sorts of different things. And Clark, I want you to write this down because a lot of people struggle with getting traffic. And you strike me as a guy that is great at conversations. If you're great at conversations and great at building partnerships, the easiest way for you to get traffic is a podcast. And we're going to talk about that, I think, on day 6. I think we're talking about podcasts. With podcasts, you can just go interview others. If you're out there listening to me and you want a quick way to build relationships with anyone in your industry, create a podcast. I think it's absolutely awesome. So we're going to go moving into the next steps.
I just have to say something real quick. So with the podcast, I was going to bring it up earlier. I have a friend with a professional studio. Has been bugging me forever. He'll record professional podcasts for me for free. I could have my whole entire library of podcasts done right here for the guy just wants to invest in me.
Absolutely, because then you're positioning yourself as the expert, and you're getting the person that you're interviewing. You're getting in front of their traffic as well, and now they're getting to know you, like you, and trust you, and they're going to your list. So it is one of the fastest ways to do that. And so now, because UFAT is telling us how much time we have, so let's rush through this. So now we have number 4 is your lead magnet. Okay, so we have your target market, your product path, traffic, and then your lead magnet. And your lead magnet could be anywhere from, your lead magnet is what you're giving away of value in exchange for them giving you their information, their name and email address and phone number. So one of the things you can give away are different tools for your particular target market and your niche. Another thing is you can give them systems. So you can do like, here's my blueprint or my system for losing X amount in 13 days or whatever it is, or some kind of workout equipment or something. Also, you can do education, which I personally love because you're providing instant value for somebody. And when you're educating people, you're teaching them something. In fact, on YouTube and even on Google, the most searched things are how-to. So everyone wants to know how to. So when you're educating people and you're teaching them something, you instantly build that credibility in their minds. And so I think that's what you would do, is do like a free video series where you're teaching them something and you're educating them. Would be very powerful. So we need to start creating your lead magnet, and those are the 3 choices there. And then, Chris, you want to go through the landing pages? Because I really want to get to 6 and 7. We can't stop UFAT until we get to 6 and 7.
UFAT's going to get used to us just going over time, I think, Bishop, because we've just got so much to share.
Right.
So I think that I've got some feedback. There we go. I think that we can kind of very quickly create a launch all in one, Bishop, and so I'm kind of just go off on the fly here of something that could be really, really awesome. So I broke down 2 different things that I know that an executive man would like to be able to get for free. And so either you could create a little, 7 steps to abs or 5 steps to bulging biceps or something like that underneath your Warrior brand. Just get it for free, and you just give them the full system. There it is, done. And that would be 2 easy lead magnets. I know that 6-minute abs crushes it online, and so why not just model that? Okay. So then we've got to move into your landing page. Now, I want you to make money fast. And so what I want you to do is your landing page, I want you to do something that uses all of your credibility. So there's 2 ways that landing pages can really go. Bishop and I have 3 different types of landing pages. We have funnels that we do. We have webinar opt-in landing pages, and then we also have consultation landing pages. So if I was to choose the one for you, because of your ability to public speak, I think you just need to do a webinar. And what that's going to be for your landing page is it's the simplest landing page in history. It basically says, jump on this, and I'm going to, so this is basically the page, right? It's jump on this webinar. For jumping on this webinar, just for registering, I'm going to give you my free lead magnet, which is my 6 steps to abs, or my 5 things to blah, 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 or 6 weeks, or 21 steps to bulging biceps. You just do this, or just do both of it. What about that? 21 days to bulging biceps and abs. Just chuck it all in there. Yeah. And you can do that and I think it's a webinar is your landing page. You're going to get them on the webinar, and I think you could just crush it. You can get a ton of people on the webinar, and you've got so much information. And look, that moves straight into our next step, Bishop, and I think that's the easiest form of it. And for listeners out there, webinar's not right for everybody. There's reasons why I'm choosing this, which we'll talk about webinars on day 2. Is it day 2 or day 4? I'm getting confused with the days. On one of the days, we're going to talk to you in detail about webinars and whether they're right for you. It's right. I feel like it's right now. And so I suggested that we get everyone on a webinar. Second reason why I think webinar would be great is that going out to partners with a webinar is such a cool thing, because the partners feel like they're giving something cool to their list, to their people. And I would be happy to mail out, hey, that man who's got amazing abs at 52, bulging biceps, is doing this webinar. If you're an executive, go jump on it. Just for jumping on it, he's going to give you his, 7 secrets to getting, ripped abs, and he's going to give you this thing just for signing up. You get all of that, and then you get on, you get to teach them, and then we move into the next step. Bishop, I told you I was going to race through that. Do you want to talk about sales mechanism, dude?
Yeah, I mean, and you can also, with the whole men thing, not only, bulging biceps and stuff like that, you want, in your communication, you always want to remember your target market and bring it back to them. And so I would say more things like, having confidence in your suit and out of your suit. You know what I mean? And stuff like that, because now you're talking directly to your target market. There's a lot of guys who don't feel confident in a suit and out of a suit, so you're going to solve that problem for them. So I think that would be really cool. That just came to my mind, so you can have that one for free. And then the other one, I'm just joking with you. So now number 6 is the sales mechanism. Okay, so you got to have a sales mechanism. Number 1, you can sell one-to-one, which is more your consulting and doing things like that. And then you have your one-to-many, which is like the webinars. You're there and you're exposing yourself and bringing in all this value to multiple people from all over the world. So that's one-to-many with your sales mechanism. And the good thing too, Clark, about the webinars is that then you can go zero-to-many, which is meaning that you can now automate the process. And Chris and I both have automated webinars that run continuously in multiple different parts of our businesses. Like we have webinars running right now that are bringing us income. And so we're all about automated income. So while you're doing the retreats, your business doesn't stop. You still have everything else running on autopilot, and you're still making money while you're off in another country somewhere doing retreats. And that's what we want to build for you, something that is running continuously with or without you being physically there and physically present. Because here's the one thing I don't want you to think, Clark, is that what we're saying is going to make you take tons of time, tons of money, and tons of energy from you. What we do is we create freedom businesses. There's people that create businesses, but they're businesses that trap you, and you no longer have the joy and freedom that you used to have, and all of a sudden you thought this big business was going to make you happy, and now it's actually made you more miserable because now you don't have time for your family, your wife, spirituality, or anything. So that's not what we do. We're experts at freedom businesses. So I just wanted to clarify that there's a difference between big business and freedom businesses. So we're going to combine those two. And so one of the things is that with the sales mechanism, to grow your businesses, there's a formula I want you to write down right now. Everyone who wants to triple their businesses or double their businesses, here's the formula. L times C times PM times or multiply F equals GP. Okay? L times C times M PM times F equals GP. And what this means is leads times your clients or your customers times your profit margin times your frequency equals your growth potential. Okay? Your growth potential. Very, very important. So these are the levers, if you will, that you need to pull if you want to double or triple your business. Okay? So these are the aspects. I don't know, Yafat, how much time do we have?
I'm going to put you on the spot. We have 3 minutes. But
This was the good stuff. This was the good stuff, Clark, that I wanted to get to, because this is where the magic happens, is in number 6 and 7. So everyone that's watching, you guys make sure you come to the whole event, because we're going to go through all of these in detail for you, because this is where the magic starts happening. So what we've laid down is the foundation, and now it's like the real growth, the hacking, the real take it to a big seven-figure business. So that's what we were about to get in, but we're out of time.
So hold on, am I going? So guys, when we're watching this, and we want to really respect not only your time, but also Bishop and Chris's time, because if you knew what it takes to actually get in front of these guys face to face, it will take you a few months and a few tens of thousands of dollars to book half a day with them, because they are super, super busy, which is why the next 10 days for you to get into these hangouts are so valuable. Just 5 minutes with them, as you can see right now, putting both these brains on your business is going to transform everything. If you took anything out of these 10 days, just try to get in and grab your grab your chance to pick these guys' brains, aside from all the content that they'll be giving you. So 10 more minutes? Do you think we can do that in 10 more minutes?
Yeah,
okay,
we can. Of course we can. And I want to add this into what Yafat just said as well, is that we will finish pretty much on time. Maybe we'll do another 10 minutes. But Clark, when I make a guarantee and a promise, we're gonna finish this offline. We're gonna make this happen, and we're gonna smash it, because I don't do things. And Bishop's the same. Is we get up at 5 in the morning on our birthday, sort of stuff, right? Just to get things happening. Yafat knows. So we're gonna make sure that we launch this. So I just want to check in that it's all making sense so far. And so a quick recap is we're going to go for executives and help them become a warrior, bring their warrior back. We've looked at the 5 different parts. We're going to start by launching one. We've got a couple of different lead magnets, which is, we're going to feel good inside. What is it? The have confidence inside and outside of your suit, plus some of the other body ones as well, just whatever you feel is right. And we're also going to have them opt in on their landing page to a webinar. By the way, listeners, a webinar you can do to get first 30 days free, and you can have a page created for people to opt into a webinar. There's no cost, there's no tech. I mean, I could just go to it every 2 minutes to show Clark how to do it. You don't need any skills to get a webinar. That's why it's a growth hack. You can get them on a webinar, and we are going to show all of you how to
and Chris, can I interrupt right here? Because here's one thing, Clark, too, just really quick, is that in terms of, because a lot of times people think, well, how am I going to pay for this, and how am I going to do this, and that. One of the cool things, too, with webinars is, and with this whole model, is you can create products and actually generate the income before the product is launched. So, for example, with one of our last guys, the product that we sold on the webinar, and this was live on stage, he was giving out these training courses, and he was going to work with people 3 times a week, and we created this whole system, and none of this was done yet. So there was no videos, there was no anything inside of the membership site. So this was all going to start 2.5 weeks after we did the webinar, but we generated over $40,000 in sales on the webinar, So now that's seed money to actually do everything else. And so as he's doing these live events online, training and teaching people, that becomes the actual product. So he's actually selling the product before he even has the product. And so it's the same thing that you saw, what's his name, Bill Gates. You know, he was selling Microsoft and all these different things before he actually even had it created. They were already selling the model. And so I just wanted to let you know that that is a strategy that we utilize all the time as well.
Absolutely.
And I just want to share something. There's a big difference, and guys, we will talk about that on Monday because I'm going to ask you that question. But what we've seen here is very unique, right? Because most of the people don't have the belief and the experience that allows them to jump into funnels like what you guys are talking, right? And have the confidence to execute them and see that that revenue come before they do anything else, right? Some people don't have the belief that, yeah, I'm worth $10,000. If you said it to me, like, 3 years ago, I'll be like, there's no way I'm going to charge someone $10,000 or $20,000 a year to work with me, right?
Worth it.
Yeah. And so there's a little bit of a mind shift that needs to happen. And I don't know if the people who are watching this realize where they are right now and all the resources that you guys are going to offer them in order to get them to this point where these numbers don't scare them, they excite them. So guys, if you are at this point right now and you are ready to take your business to the $50,000 client number, make sure you add your business into our competition and get your voice, because you really want to have Chris and Bishop do this process for you. And if you're not there yet, don't worry, because Monday starts Monday. You guys are going to get all the resources that you need to get there really, really fast, like growth hacking style. So how do we end this? How do we wrap it up?
I got it. Leave it. I wanna just make it really clear so we know exactly how to go and launch this. And I just want to let everyone know that what I'm about to share with you has made my clients and me millions of dollars over the last few years. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's going to be so easy. And I'm going to show you exactly the steps that you need to go through to get it done, Clark. And it's going to be awesome. So the first thing that you want to do is go out and reach out to all your partners. So step one is reach out to all these people and say, hey, I'm about to release this new system. I've never released it before. It's coming out. I just want to let you know. Bishop, I think I'm getting some feedback off you. Can you just go on mute? Yeah. And so you're just going to do that. Now you're going to, when I say partners, you're also going to put that on your social media. Hey everybody, I'm about to release this new thing. This is called pre-buzz. Okay. You're going to go out and you're going to get some pre-buzz to start with, and that's the first thing. Okay. Once you actually start to get people doing that, the next thing I want you to do is you're going to get your webinar up, okay? And you're going to say, hey, so look, the webinar's here. You can register, and that's the second thing you do. You put the webinar up, and that's before you've even created any products or anything. So you're going to put the webinar up. You're going to call the webinar exactly what the program is. How to, I've got it written down, how to bring the warrior back, webinar, okay? So you're going to have it up, and then you're going to have it there. You're going to put your bonuses, whichever bonus that you choose, you're going to just promise the bonus in there. So that it says, and you get this bonus when you register, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to then, the third step is you're actually going to send that out to your partners and tell everybody to actually sign up to it, okay? This gets some people actually moving to it. Once they start and you start getting people moving, and we're going to give you some scripts off camera in a second that I only give to people that work privately with me, and obviously Clark won this. Give you some scripts to make that work. Okay. Then what I'm going to get you to do is just record the bonus. Just record the bonus so that people can actually get the bonus and get to know you. Now do it very easy. Just do it in a series. So you can do it over 5 3-minute video series. Just put the camera on. I can already tell you're good at camera, but listeners, if you like to type it, type it. If you like to just talk it with no camera, do that. If you want slides, do it. I'm like you, I can just talk. So just teach and tell them and talk and walk them through whichever it is that you're going to do. Now, what you're going to do is when you get them on the webinar, okay, is you only need to do a few things. We're going to give the full webinar script, but the webinar doesn't need to be this huge, long, amazing thing. This is the intention of the webinar, Clark. I've never released this before. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to work with 7 people only, and it's going to be my pilot pre-launch. Only 7 of you. And what you do, Clark, is at the end of it, you say, so which 7 of you want to do it? And you get them to apply. So they actually type in and say, I want to work with you because of this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And so what you say, look, this program is 3 months, and by the way, I love it 3 months. You say, look, it's 3 months, it's normally going to be 10,000, but for these first 7, and we're only going to choose 7, you can have it at half price at 5,000, okay? Or if it's going to be 5, you half price down to 2.5. And then you ask them this, you say, what you have to do is you have to know that I'm going to be working on this week by week with you, and all I require at the end is a video testimonial of your experience, and you'll get half price because of that, so there's a trade-off. You will sell 7 people at 2.5 or 5 grand no matter what you want. Now this is when it gets really cool, Clark. You want to record every session you do with those 7 people. So say you're doing one session a fortnight or whatever it is, you're going to record everything, or if you're doing videos, whatever it is, you record everything. And as you go through, by week 3, you have 7 times 3 weeks work. Does that make sense? So you have so much content. You take all this content and you give it to someone like me and Bishop, and we start turning this into your program, and we come behind you with the second launch. So you never have to sit there and make programs. So many people sit and wait. But this way, you've got revenue up front. You're already moving. You've got income, and then income's behind. Then you've already got all this buzz. All those people that applied that didn't get in your 7 are waiting for it. And then you go out and say, sorry, you didn't make the 7, but here's the real program. You don't get any of my time anymore, and it's now 10,000, and now it's this box set program, and you start moving through. That is exactly how I just launched the last program. Made $96,000 in the last 6 days. Only posted that video on Monday. Did this exact system, word for word, everything. And I'll be honored to talk off camera to help you a little bit more, just all the little questions you got. I know, and I respect everyone's time. I know Bishop's eager to add something as well.
Well, no. Just real quick is that, the way that we frame it, and I think you should frame it as well, since these are executives, is calling it the Founders Club, right? And these are the founders of your program. Everyone wants to be a part of the Founders Club. And so they're the ones that are there with you from the very beginning. They get special perks, whatever that might be that you can figure out. The founders get special things with you because they were there from the very beginning. And so I would create a Founders Club that is exclusively for X amount of people, and it's at a certain discount for them. You would sell out so many people that would want to be a part of the Founders Club for the Executive Warrior. You know what I mean? The Executive Warrior Founders Club. Come on, Clark. Let's launch it right now. We got to go, EFAT. We got to launch this thing.
Fired up.
I love it. And you know why I love it so much is because you guys are, there's so much smoke and mirror out there. Here, I said it. There's so much smoke and mirror. There's so many internet marketers who are promising freedom businesses, who are showing you the Bentleys and all that other stuff. But when the real person comes in and goes like, yeah, I've tried it all and it doesn't work, the answer is, why buy shit, right? And then here you guys come in and you go like, no, here are the exact steps, and we're going to give it to you for free, and we're going to show it live how it's done, because this is how we build it. We know what to do, and we can help anyone out there. So if anyone who's watching this is not going to show up live for the next 10 days and pick your brain, they probably don't want a freedom business. I don't know what else to say. Bishop, you're muted.
No, I was saying absolutely, and that's why we said in that video that you guys watched on the landing page, we specifically said who this is not for. This isn't for everyone. These are for people that are really wanting to build a big business and provide a tremendous amount of value in the marketplace. That's who we love to work with. And Clark, we saw your passion that you really wanted to provide value. You were leading with that. You had such a strong passion for changing people's lives, and that's what resonated with Chris and I, and that got us really excited, was that you have the skill, the knowledge, the confidence. You just need a strategy. You just need the right people with you to help guide you. And I think you're going to create a tremendous amount of value and change a lot of people's lives. And I can't wait, to hear your story 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and you being one of our success stories. And not only that, but just the friendship, and you never know what can happen. You can rip me and Chris up. We can get back in shape and be out there.
Yeah, I'm down to do whatever. And with respect to what you just said, Bishop, I want to appeal to everyone listening and watching. And again, you guys have just experienced something that's happening live. Every emotion, every word, everything that you've heard from me has been real and non-rehearsed. This is a guy who struggled, a guy who's often wondered why. And like you said, Bishop, and like you guys realize, there is a passion there. and with that passion just comes this unending desire to really affect people's lives, so the business things fall off. So if you're out there, guys, and you're like me, if you're a person that knows you're the best at what you do, if you have this question in your mind, why haven't I made it yet? I'm just as good as everybody else. I really do, just after spending an hour together with these two gentlemen here, want to recommend the fact that you should investigate at least what they can do for you in regards to getting you excited about you earning money from your passion, because I think that's a lot of times what we do as so passionate. We just want to give our stuff away constantly, and YEFAT really made me, like, Clark, stop it. You're worth way more than $47. Start charging all of this money for what you have. So with that said, I'm excited to get to, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever other steps are here for me. I'm invested fully into this process. And
well, the thing too, Clark, is the money. Here's what Chris and I found. Number one, it's just as easy to get $20,000, $30,000 from someone as it is $1,000. That's a fact. Number two is that the quality of client you have is dramatically different. I found that the people who pay very little for your services don't value you the same. And they're the ones who are going to drain you. They're the ones, because you're like us. You want people to get results. And I have found the ones that pay the higher ticket, that work with us, they put in the work. They're serious about changing their situation, and they get the results. The ones who pay less, they're on to the next thing 2 weeks later and next week, and they never change their lives. They never change their situation. So for people like us who really want that change for them, it's very frustrating. And so that's why we stay focused on the higher end, because we actually get better results, and that's a better target market for us. And so that's what I want for you as well, because the ones who are paying $47, $100, etc., they're the ones who are going to want all your time. They're going to drain your energy, want all your time. They're going to bring all their drama, and they're not going to change their lives. You know what I mean? And so I think that I just wanted to throw that out there to you, is that I'm excited because you're going to work with people that are really going to take you serious, and you're going to be able to really make a difference in their lives.
Amen to that. So, guys, if you're watching the replay, if you're watching us live, we would love to see you come Monday. And if you're watching the replay, still leave your comments below. Let us know what business you're in, what help do you need, and my kid is just making a bunch of time here. And we'll see you Monday at exactly the same time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and Chris, when is it? UK, Australia?
Yeah, so it's going to be 1 p.m. in New Zealand, and it's going to be 10 a.m. Australian Eastern, 8 a.m. in Perth, in Singapore, Indonesians, you guys as well, 8 a.m. So it's a worldwide thing, YEFAT. It's going to be awesome. Clark, such an honor, man. I look forward to talking a bit more just off camera, just so I know that you've really got this, because I look forward to seeing some cool results and getting a testimonial.
Absolutely, definitely. I got one question. Hey, one session a fortnight.
What was that?
I thought I heard Chris say one session a fortnight. I thought that was an interesting use of the English language, a fortnight. We don't use that here in America, so.
There you go. It's an international world, international crowd. So, guys, thanks so much for joining us today. We will see you Monday, exactly same time, same place. See you then.
Oh, wait. One last thing.
Yes.
One last thing. If you guys are the target market for what we're developing today, follow Clark, okay? Because what we're going to create with Clark is absolutely amazing. So if you are the person that we're talking about, or you know someone who's an executive that really wants to change their lives, better their lives in and out of the office, bring the warrior back. If you know any men that fit that category, definitely reach out to us so we can plug them into what we're about to launch with Clark, because believe me, it's going to be amazing.
There you go. Call to action at the end of every session. See you guys on Monday.